Himeka Iori is a name that does not immediately demand attention through volume or spectacle, yet once encountered, it tends to remain in the audience's mind far longer than expected. Her presence in Japanese entertainment is defined not by dramatic excess, but by a refined sense of balance, emotional control, and a steady professionalism that gradually builds trust and admiration. Many viewers describe their first impression of her as subtle, even understated, only to realize over time that this very subtlety is what makes her compelling. This slow realization is one of the most interesting aspects of Himeka Iori's public image, and one that naturally invites discussion among fans. In a media environment where speed and intensity often dominate, Himeka Iori represents a different rhythm. She moves at a pace that feels deliberate, thoughtful, and grounded. Rather than trying to dominate attention, she allows attention to come to her naturally. This approach raises an intriguing question that frequently appears in fan conversations. In modern entertainment, is it more powerful to be immediately unforgettable or quietly memorable? Himeka Iori's career seems to suggest that the latter may have deeper, longer-lasting impact. From a career perspective, Himeka Iori demonstrates a strong understanding of continuity. She appears to value long-term stability over short-term excitement, focusing on building a coherent professional identity rather than constantly reinventing herself to chase trends. This mindset aligns closely with Japanese cultural principles that emphasize patience, discipline, and gradual refinement. Fans often note that her progress feels organic, as if each step is carefully considered rather than rushed. This sense of intention adds weight to her journey and invites viewers to reflect on the nature of success itself. Her personality plays a central role in how audiences interpret her presence. Himeka Iori is often described as calm, reserved, and introspective, yet not distant. She communicates warmth without exaggeration and confidence without aggression. This balance sparks conversation among fans. Some interpret her calmness as emotional strength, while others see it as a sign of deep self-awareness. There is also discussion about whether her reserved nature makes her more relatable or more mysterious. The fact that these interpretations vary is precisely what keeps audiences engaged. Public image is where Himeka Iori's influence becomes particularly clear. She projects an image rooted in elegance and restraint, avoiding extremes and favoring harmony. Her aesthetic choices often reflect simplicity, balance, and coherence, qualities that resonate strongly with traditional Japanese sensibilities. Fans frequently comment that her style feels timeless rather than fashionable, raising an interesting debate. Is timelessness more valuable than trendiness? For many of her supporters, Himeka Iori embodies the idea that consistency creates identity, while trends merely create moments. Professional ethics are another cornerstone of her reputation. In Japan, professionalism extends beyond skill. It includes reliability, respect, and an understanding of one's responsibility toward others. Himeka Iori consistently demonstrates these values through her composed demeanor and disciplined approach to work. Fans often point out that she appears deeply respectful of her role and mindful of how her actions reflect on her image. This awareness fosters trust, which is essential for long-term admiration. It also opens discussion about how professionalism shapes public perception more effectively than charisma alone. One of the most engaging aspects of Himeka Iori's presence is how she creates space for interpretation. She does not explain herself excessively, nor does she seek to control how audiences perceive her. This openness encourages fans to project their own thoughts and values onto her image, leading to rich discussions within her community. Some viewers see her as a symbol of calm resilience, others as an example of quiet ambition. This diversity of perspectives strengthens her relevance, as she becomes a mirror through which audiences reflect their own beliefs. Fan perception of Himeka Iori is shaped largely by emotional resonance rather than spectacle. Supporters often describe feeling a sense of comfort or stability when engaging with her presence. This emotional effect is subtle but powerful, particularly in a world where many people feel overwhelmed by constant stimulation. Fans frequently discuss whether entertainment should always excite, or whether it can also soothe and ground. Himeka Iori's appeal suggests that there is strong demand for the latter, and this idea fuels ongoing debate. Her influence as an inspirational figure lies in what she represents rather than what she declares. She does not position herself as a motivational speaker, Yet her actions communicate important values: patience, self-respect, and emotional discipline. For many fans, especially those navigating stressful personal or professional environments, her example offers reassurance that success does not require constant urgency. This perspective challenges modern narratives of hustle and speed, inviting audiences to reconsider what sustainable success looks like. Himeka Iori's relationship with her fans further reinforces her positive image. She expresses appreciation in a measured, sincere way, avoiding excessive performance while still acknowledging support. This creates a sense of mutual respect rather than one-sided admiration. Fans often comment that they feel acknowledged without feeling overwhelmed, which strengthens loyalty. This dynamic prompts discussion about how public figures should engage with their audiences. Should interaction be constant and intense, or steady and respectful? Her approach offers a compelling answer. International audiences add another layer to the conversation surrounding Himeka Iori. As global interest in Japanese culture grows, many viewers outside Japan see her as a reflection of Japanese values they admire: calmness, politeness, emotional control, and aesthetic harmony. This cross-cultural appreciation leads to thoughtful discussions about how different societies define strength and beauty. For some international fans, Himeka Iori challenges stereotypes by demonstrating that influence can be subtle and still deeply effective. Her fan community reflects the tone she sets. Discussions among supporters tend to be reflective rather than confrontational, focusing on interpretation and shared appreciation. This atmosphere encourages deeper engagement and thoughtful commentary, making her fan space feel welcoming. New viewers often remark on the respectful tone of the community, which further enhances her image. In this way, Himeka Iori's influence extends beyond herself and shapes the environment around her. Another recurring topic in fan discussions is self-awareness. Himeka Iori appears to have a clear understanding of who she is and what she wants to represent. She does not appear to chase validation or attempt to satisfy every expectation. This clarity invites audiences to reflect on their own boundaries and identities. Is it better to adapt constantly, or to remain anchored in a clear sense of self? Her journey suggests that self-knowledge can be a powerful form of stability. Her influence accumulates rather than explodes. Instead of creating immediate impact, she builds connection over time. Fans often note that their appreciation for her grows gradually, becoming deeper rather than fading. This slow burn effect is frequently discussed. Why do some figures remain in our thoughts long after engagement, while others disappear quickly? Himeka Iori's presence offers a compelling case study in lasting influence. Looking ahead, anticipation surrounding her future is rooted not in dramatic change, but in curiosity about how she will continue to evolve while remaining true to her values. Fans speculate about her next steps, not because they expect transformation, but because they trust her consistency. This trust is rare and valuable, and it keeps audiences invested in her journey. In conclusion, Himeka Iori represents a form of influence defined by quiet strength, emotional intelligence, and disciplined consistency. She does not seek to dominate attention, yet she earns it through authenticity and respect. Her presence encourages reflection rather than reaction, conversation rather than conflict. For many fans, she serves as a reminder that calmness can be powerful, that restraint can be compelling, and that true impact often reveals itself over time. In a world that moves quickly, Himeka Iori stands as an invitation to slow down, observe more deeply, and reconsider what it truly means to be influential.